Good evening, you're watching Primetime News on Channel 1 MTV. My name is Ravi Gamage.
And I'm Kumarini Rajakarna. As always, let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that the proposal to appoint a select committee to seek a political solution will be tabled in Parliament soon. Court grants leave to proceed with the petition challenging the appointment of officials to the UNP. Questions arise over the date of the letter requesting permission from the Cabinet-appointed Procurement Committee to import the controversial stock of petrol. Parliamentarian Nishantha Muthuhettikama says he will take over the responsibility of looking after the students who failed the GCE ordinary level examination.
For the stories in detail now. President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that some people look at development with a squinted eye. The President made this observation at a function this morning.
The international exhibition on livestock development being held at the BMICH was declared open by the President today. After granting the public the right to live in any part of the country with freedom, we have also created the environment where people can live without fear or suspicion. We have protected the democratic rights of the people. In order to obtain this and in order to gain economic strength, the country must develop. That is why we develop ports, airports and highways. But some look at development with a squinted eye. In the meantime, we have also taken on the responsibility of developing our livestock industry.
Rejecting the preliminary objections filed against the petition challenging the appointment of officials to the United National Party, Court today granted leave to proceed with the case. The UNP leader and the General Secretary filed objections to the petition filed by United National Party Southern Provincial Councillor Maitri Gunaratna.
UNP Southern Provincial Councillor Attorney at Law Maitri Gunaratna filed the petition alleging that members to the UNP Working Committee were appointed in violation of the party constitution. Objections were filed against the petitioner claiming that Maitri Gunaratna was not a member of the UNP and therefore he has no legal right to file this case. Judge Champa Janaki Rajaratna delivered the verdict after taking into account facts presented by both parties for preliminary objections. Court was of the opinion that there were no barriers for Maitri Gunaratna to file this case and that he is in fact a member of the UNP.
It was informed that instead of giving an injunction order again against those who interfere with the party, it was notified that they have to come back on the 28th and file objections against it. So at this point, I would like to make a kind request to all members of the UNP to work towards the future. We have a lot of work to do now. The time has come to work against this unfair government.
Meanwhile, a group of MPs of the United National Party expressed their views in this regard at a media briefing held in Narahempita this afternoon.
This is not a case filed against Ravi Karunanayake or any individual. The first reason as to why we decided to file this case was that even after the new constitution was introduced, controlling the constitution at his whim and fancy. The case was filed against this. Ravi Karunanayake is someone who is battling against the government. He is an essential person in our battle against the government. Therefore, this is not something we are doing against him. The UNP voters and the other citizens in the country must be wondering as to why two groups of members of the UNP have gone to court and filed a case against each other. We were forced to go to courts due to the violations made to the new constitution and the internal democracy of the party when appointing new officials.
The most important thing is if the supreme law of the party, which is the constitution, is being violated. As democratic citizens and as democratic people's representatives, we have a responsibility to stand up for what is right. We cannot allow anyone to violate the supreme constitution of the party.
If someone has violated the party constitution, it is not Maitri Gunaratna or one of us. If the party constitution has been violated, it should be corrected. If some individual has violated the party constitution, that is with the intention to make the party face more defeats. Therefore, court has given us some sign indication that the constitution of a party is very important and it should be followed.
පක්ෂික ව්‍යවස්ථාව ඉතාමත් වටිනවා. ඒ පක්ෂයේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අනුගමනය කරන්න ඕනේ.
At the cabinet briefing held today, a journalist raised a question regarding KP, the former self-proclaimed LTT leader.
What is the status of Kumaran Padmanathan? What do you mean by status? Is it health? No, not health. No, I have said that on many occasions here. His status is still the same, just as he was then. Is he asking to enter into political affairs? He cannot come into politics. He had gone to a children's home in the Barraclough area recently for welfare activity, not for political reasons. Is he someone in custody? Not in custody, but a detainee. That can be done. We can get something done by a detainee. I have already said that the government is planning on getting a lot of work done by KP. That is not a secret. Yes, will he be put in for rehabilitation? I could not talk about it yet. I will let you know once I meet him. From what I know, he is undergoing some sort of rehabilitation. A day before yesterday, he had said that Elam is just a dream here. I would like to tell the diaspora to forget about the dream and spend their money on the development of Tamils in the north. The minister gave this answer in response to questions raised on the Parliamentary Select Committee and political solutions, including a devolution of power. Various views have been put forward in this regard. We can see what will happen. From what I can remember, the JVP had first said that they will not attend. The United National Party said that they are yet to make a decision. Therefore, we cannot say anything in this regard. We are planning in bringing in an order paper and dates have been set. The Select Committee is entrusted with the task of deciding the time. The President cannot decide that. Does that mean it will be brought up in Parliament soon? Yes, it will be. Our plan is to bring it soon.
Parliamentarian Nishantha Muthuhettigama says that he will take over the responsibility of looking after the students who failed the GCE ordinary level examination.
A program was held today to brief the parents of students who will be sitting for the Grade 5 scholarship exam at the Christ Church College in Baddagama. This program is being implemented as part of a concept introduced by the Southern Provincial Council.
O-level failed කිසිම දරුවෙක් කොහෙවත් යවන්න එපා මං හම්බෙන්නේ වත්.
Students who fail ordinary level need not go anywhere. Please come and see me. It takes over 2 to 3 years to obtain professional training following advanced level. Send those who fail their ordinary level to me. I will give them the training they need and will also provide them with the job. I will pay for the training as well. It is those who fail the ordinary level that serve the country.
O-level failed when දරුවෝ
Moving on to news from the Parliament. Making a special statement in Parliament today, Chief Opposition Whip John Amaratunga said that a wrong impression may be projected when military personnel are appointed to represent Sri Lanka overseas.
Now, sir, it has been noted that during the last several years, severe consternation and frustration has been caused in the ranks of Sri Lanka Foreign Service due to the action of the government in appointing outsiders, non-career persons or diplomats to the diplomatic postings. More particularly, very many of these appointments have been given to military personnel, giving the impression that Sri Lanka is now a military state.
I would like to tell my honourable friend, Mr. John Amaratunga, that there are certain attributes and qualities that we look for in persons who represent this country abroad. In the case of Shavindra Silva, he was particularly articulate. He presented his arguments in a methodical and systematic way. Military people can do other things as well. It is a great mistake to assume. Please, I didn't interrupt you, and I want... No, I want to be heard out. I want to be... Yes. I have the right to say what I have to say in response to the question that you asked. So, Shavindra Silva demonstrated to the full those inherent capabilities that he had outside the sphere of military action in the battlefield. Vasantha Karanagoda has also demonstrated very convincingly some important attributes.
Joining an adjournment motion in Parliament today, TNA MP R. Sambandhan spoke on the prevailing situation in the northeast.
It is urged that steps be taken to expeditiously evolve an acceptable political solution that addresses the core causes of the conflict, that immediate action be taken to reverse, rectify, and redress the several actions that have adverse political, economic, social, and cultural consequences for the Tamil people. Because the Tamil people are once again, as during the time of Mr. K. Chelbanagam, demanding a solution within the framework of a united country, an undivided country, and are prepared to discuss this matter with the government and come to an arrangement with the government. And I do not think this opportunity must be missed.
අද අවශ්‍ය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ රජයට දේශපාලන උනන්දුවක් තියෙන්න ඕන. There must be political will on the part of the government. දේශපාලන විශ්වාසයක් ගේන්න. අන්න ඒක තමයි.
The government is lacking this. If the government can bring forth the 18th Amendment to the Constitution in order to fulfill their political aspirations, why can't the government bring forth the political solution based on the recommendations made by Professor Tissa Vitarana?
කමිටුවේ වාර්තා පදනම් කරගෙන තිස්ස විතාරණ මැතිතුමාගේ යෝජනා පදනම් කරගෙන මේ දේශපාලන විශ්වාසය ගේන්න. ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය බලය බෙදීමට විරුද්ධ නැහැ.
The Sri Lanka Freedom